Hello, it's Alex, the Bookubus. Today I'm going to be sharing with you the films I'm planning on watching this October. I have already shared a couple of other spooky season plans videos. One of them is all about the books I'm planning on reading, and one of them is about the activities I would like to do during the season. So yeah, this is the third video of 3 and it's all about the movies I'm going to be watching. I normally put together a list of 13 films for the month. This list of 13, it's actually 13 plus one like TV miniseries. They're all films that I'm really excited to watch. Some of them have been on my watch list for ages. Some of them are newer to my radar. So either way, it's a really fun list and I'm excited to watch them all. I'm going to go through these in chronological order from oldest to newest. And some of these are ones that fit prompts for Halloween-A-Thon. If you haven't heard of Halloween-A-Thon yet, then yeah, I will leave Kelsi's video linked below. Please do go check her out. She's put together this incredible Halloween-themed event for the season. I picked 9 prompts to put on a bingo board. Some of them were fulfilled by books I talked about in my TBR video. Some of them will be fulfilled by the films I'm going to mention. So we're starting off in 1944 with The Uninvited. And this is a haunted house story. It's based on a novel by Dorothy McArdle. I have been meaning to read the book, I just haven't yet, but I really do want to see the film, so I figured I could get to that this year and then, yeah, read the book at another point. So the synopsis for this one, it says, a composer and his sister discover that the reason they are able to purchase a beautiful Gothic seacoast mansion very cheaply is the house's unsavoury past. This one sounds great. I love the sound of the setting and I do love a good haunted house story. So yeah, with this being from the 40s, I'm hoping for just those classic slow burn atmospheric vibes. Hopefully I will enjoy this one. Next up from 1975, jumping ahead a few decades, is Darker Than Night. And this one fits the Godzilla prompt, which is to read a translated book or watch a foreign film. And this is by a director who I've seen a couple of his other films, Even the Wind is Afraid and Poison for the Fairies, and I've enjoyed those. So yeah, this is another that I really wanted to check out. And this one is about 4 beautiful women who move to an old house inherited by the aunt of one of them, and they witness strange things. That's all I need to know. It sounds great. So yeah, looking forward to this one. Next up from 1978 is the TV miniseries that I mentioned, and this is The Dark Secret of Harvest Home. This is based on the novel Harvest Home by Thomas Tryon, which I have read and really enjoyed. And this is about unhappy advertising company employee Nicholas Constantine, his wife Beth, and their daughter Kate move to the quiet New England village of Cornwall Coombe and soon become deeply involved in the town's mysterious rituals. So yeah, this is a kind of folk horror type story. Yeah, this unwitting family find these dark secrets in this little village and yeah, stuff happens. So the book is great. I'm hoping this adaptation will be good too. Moving into the 80s, I have a few 80s movies because I do love the 80s. From 1981, we have Burial Ground. This one looks like a good, crazy time. An archaeology professor discovers an ancient crypt which contains living dead corpses. The zombies go on a rampage and attack a group of people, which the professor has invited to celebrate his discovery. Yeah, that just sounds absolutely brilliant. Next up from 1986 is Rawhead Rex. An ancient creature called Rawhead is awakened from its slumber near an Irish village and goes on a rampage, killing anyone in sight. What else do you want? Yeah, it's kind of a creature feature. This is based on a Clive Barker story. And yeah, I love a bit of Clive Barker. This one is one I've heard good things about and it looks like a really fun time. Also from 1986 is The Wind, also known as Edge of Terror. A popular crime novelist moves to a historic Greek village during the off-season in order to write her next book. but gets more than she bargained for when she strongly suspects a man of committing murder. So yeah, this is one I don't think I've heard anyone talk about, but it's just one I kind of randomly stumbled upon when I was putting my list together, and it really piqued my interest. And this is by the director of Island of Death, which is one of my favourite video nasties. And yeah, I don't think this one is going to be quite as brutal or insane, but I'm looking forward to it anyway. And it also stars Meg Foster, who I think is wonderful. And I don't know if anyone else watching this is a fan of Pretty Little Liars, the TV show. Please let me know if you are. It's literally one of my favourite shows of all time. I love how insane it is. And yeah, she played Mrs. Grunwald in Pretty Little Liars. So yeah, good stuff. Next up from 1988 is Mirror of Death, also known as Dead of Night. An abused woman conjures up a spirit to take revenge on the men who have misused her. Simple premise, but I love a tale of revenge, and I love mirror stuff in horror films as well. So Mirror of Death just sounded like my cup of tea. It's another one, yeah, I haven't heard anyone else talk about necessarily, but I'm intrigued to give it a try. We're jumping ahead some years now to 2012, and next up is The American Scream. This is a documentary. In a small Massachusetts community, 3 Halloween-obsessed households transform into neighbour-terrifying supernatural wonderlands. So yeah, this is about Halloween decorations and people that go all out for the season and creating something spooky and scary. So yeah, I've heard good things about this one, and I'm looking forward to giving it a watch. Also from 2012 is Scream Park, and this one fits the prompt for Michael Myers, read a slasher or watch a slasher. So yeah, this is a slasher film, and it says a failed amusement park owner devises a plan to commit gruesome murders in the park as a publicity stunt to sell tickets. Yeah, this is a low budget one, but it's got Doug Bradley in it from Hellraiser, and it's also got Ogre from one of my favourite bands, Skinny Puppy. So I'm excited to see them in it. And also I think it was at least partly filmed in and around Pittsburgh, which is where I live. This looks like a fun, low-budget slasher, and yeah, it's set at an amusement park, so yeah, it seems like a good time. Next up from 2018 is The Nobodies, and this is one I had heard about a few years ago, just randomly stumbled upon it. It sounded super interesting, but then I forgot the name of it, and I had been trying to Google various things and I just could not find it. I was, yeah, distraught. And then recently I was like, I need to track down this film, and I finally did figure out what it was, and there was much rejoicing. And this one has a very long synopsis. Ordinarily, I would just paraphrase and give you an overall vibe, but I think in this case, I just need to read the whole thing to you so you can get all of the details. In 1993, Alabama-based amateur filmmaker Warren Werner shot his first feature film, Pumpkin, on VHS. With a budget of only $600, a cast of friends, family, and unknown talent, the movie premiered at the local civic centre and generated an immediate backlash from the community. Rumours that Warren and his girlfriend Samantha Dixon engaged in satanic rituals began to spread throughout town. In the months following the premiere, Warren and Samantha committed suicide. The following year, another group of filmmakers began shooting a documentary about the deaths of Warren and Samantha. The documentary project was never completed, and Pumpkin was never released. The Nobodies is Warren Werner's Pumpkin in its entirety, cut together with the remaining documentary footage of the director's life and death. Like, does that not sound like the most amazing thing ever? So I should clarify, this is fiction, but yeah, we've got that, yeah, faux documentary, found footage type of situation going on. It's super low budget, so I don't know if this is going to be everyone's cup of tea. I mean, I love low budget, but obviously I haven't seen this one, so I don't know yet if it's going to be my cup of tea, but I'm very excited to watch it. I think it sounds awesome. And I don't know if it's actually Halloween themed at all, but the movie is called Pumpkin, so it might be. Next up from 2020 is The History of the Occult. For the final broadcast of 60 Minutes to Midnight, the most famous journalistic show on television, host Adrian Mercato could expose a conspiracy that links the government to a coven of witches. So yeah, this is another kind of faux documentary, faux TV show type of thing. And this was one that I actually randomly stumbled upon recently and saw a trailer for, and I thought it reminded me of the concept for Late Night with the Devil, which came out last year. But then when I looked into it, I found out it actually came out a few years prior. So I'm wondering if Late Night with the Devil took some inspiration from it. Maybe, maybe not. It sounds really interesting. But also the next film on the list is Late Night with the Devil from 2023, because I did want to see this when it came out at the cinema, but I didn't get a chance. And yeah, just haven't actually gotten around to watching it yet. So I figured, yeah, these two have some similar elements going on, and I'm looking forward to watching both. Yeah, Late Night with the Devil is a live television broadcast in 1977 goes horribly wrong, unleashing evil into the nation's living rooms. So yeah, again, another kind of fictional television show. I feel like there is definitely some inspiration here from Ghostwatch, the British TV, faux TV show, which I saw as a child and was traumatized by, and it's one of my favourite films ever. I absolutely love Ghostwatch. Highly recommend it if you haven't seen it. Okay, just two more films to talk about. Next up is Thanksgiving from 2023. After a Black Friday riot ends in tragedy, a mysterious Thanksgiving-inspired killer terrorizes Plymouth, Massachusetts, the birthplace of the infamous holiday. So I know this is Thanksgiving themed rather than Halloween themed, but it's still, you know, the autumn season related. And yeah, this was another one I wanted to go see when it came out of the cinemas, but just didn't get a chance to do so. But I did want to throw in another slasher into my October watch list, so I thought this one fit the bill quite nicely. And last up is one that I think I'm most excited for out of all of them. It's Franky Freako, which is a 2024 release. I believe it comes out in cinemas, at least in the US, on the 4th of October. So I'm really hoping that this is going to be playing somewhere near me, that I can go see it on the big screen. If not, I will have to keep an eye out for when it comes to streaming or something. But this one fits the prompt, Ernest Scared Stupid, and that's to read a humorous book or watch a humorous movie, and this one definitely looks like a humorous movie. Workaholic yuppie Connor is in an existential rut until one night he catches a bizarre ad for a party hotline hosted by a strange dancing goblin, Frankie Freako. Could this be just the recipe to spice up his boring life? So this one just definitely seems like my cup of tea, you know, definitely like Ghoulies inspired, which I'm definitely here for. And this is by the same group of people who used to be in a group called Astron 6. They did films like Father's Day and The Editor, which are both well worth checking out. Yeah, they have that kind of somewhat low budget, kind of 80s throwback style, but really, really well done and super fun. I think they are no longer officially part of that group anymore, but yeah. This film, Frankie Freako, includes some of the same people, and the director specifically also did The Void and Psycho Gorman, which I enjoyed. Yeah, this one definitely feels like it's more Psycho Gorman-esque than The Void, which was, I guess, a bit more of a serious one. But yeah, Frankie Freako, oh my god, it looks like a ton of fun, and I am so excited to watch it. So that is my October watch list. These are, yeah, a bunch of films I am really excited to watch. I think I've got a good variety here, and yeah, I'm just looking forward to diving into them and really getting into the official spooky season. Let me know if you've seen any of these, no spoilers of course, or let me know if there's any of these that are on your watch list as well, or if not, what is on your watch list? I would love to hear about what you are looking forward to watching this October. I also recently shared a couple of other spooky season videos. One is talking about the books I'm planning on reading, and one is about the activities I want to do. So yeah, if you haven't seen those yet, please feel free to check them out. Thank you ever so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully I will see you again in my next video. Bye!